We're still puffing from this little exercise that we just did. Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee, and on September the 10th, a $200 giveaway will take place. Yes, $200 giveaway is going to take place, and joining us with the details on this day of signing, I'm going to say singing, signing, dancing, all the above, and the workshops and a whole lot more. We have author Laura Madison in the house. Give her a big round of applause, everybody. Yes, indeed.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we just did one of these things here.
Yes,
We're
we
not going
did.
to reenact it, but you're pretty strong.
I know.
We were trying to. Okay,
I got it.
That didn't happen that way off TV. No. But yeah, you're pretty strong. So you're here today. You have this book.
Yes.
And Heidi's Will.
Yes.
What's it all about? Well, not what it's all about. I want people to read it and pick it up and read it. But give us a quick synopsis of what this book is all about.
Heidi's Will, how I did it, weight loss lifestyle. It's basically, I was 225 pounds, a size 20.
Get out.
Yes, I was. And I lost all the weight. I'm down to 150. And I just really just changed my life. I did movement, not necessarily exercise, but movement, and just looked at my life and said, dinner for breakfast. Why? Because
Dinner for breakfast.
Yes. Why? Because I can burn it off. I'm going to be 44 years old. I do not have a metabolism like a 20-year-old, so I had to change a lot of things. And I explained my story, the struggles that I had, and I give people an idea of how I ate.
But wait a minute. You just didn't come up and say, hey, I need to change. And how did you come up with the dinner for breakfast type of thing?
Everything was trial and error. Every
You're just trying to learn yourself, learn your body,
yes.
learn how you eat,
Yes.
and learn about your nutrition.
Yes. So everything the dietitian and everybody else tells you, I have to live in my body for the rest of my life by myself. So how am I going to do that? I had to learn my body. And by learning my body, I learned that there are things that trigger the heaviness and things that will allow me to lose the weight. So when I did that, I documented it. I created a blueprint, and I realized every day I weighed myself. I watched what I ate, and I saw how it affected me. And I've been doing the same thing for the past 3 years. I started when I was 40.
Yeah. So trial and error, and then
Trial
you
and error.
found out what's good for you. And then
And being
everything,
consistent.
everything in moderation. You
Exactly.
can go to where you were before,
yeah.
but just for a moment.
But the
Say,
problem
let me
is we're
touch
not
this.
consistent. We're not consistent at all. We say it works, and then we say it doesn't work. Why? Because we don't stick to it. We give it 6 months and say, oh, it didn't work. It probably did work. You just didn't stick to it and being consistent. You know, so that was that whole spiel about the book.
When did you find out that you needed to do something? It was just that you couldn't breathe well, you couldn't do what
You
well?
wouldn't believe it. I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes when I was pregnant. I had high cholesterol, and believe it or not, I believe everybody has their own epiphany.
Yeah.
Because if not, then why do they still smoke when you know you can potentially have lung cancer? So it wasn't any of those things that hit me. What happened, my sister-in-law.
What had
happened was my beautiful sister-in-law, Jasmine. I love her to death.
What's up, Jasmine?
Yes, Jasmine. She did a gesture to me when we was going to church one morning, and it was in a Mata truck. And when I got in the truck, I had my niece next to me. She said, Laura, you can't sit in the seat with her. And I said, why? I said, we're in a truck, and look how big the seats are. She said, that's not going to work. Ooh. So she did something that triggered me. She said, you're too, and it just, I said, I am too what? She said, yeah,
what
you're too.
nerve to
Yes!
just come out and say, hey, you can't sit in that seat.
And so that was the epiphany. That woke me up, because I said to myself, if you see me like that, then I can imagine everybody else looking at me like that. And I just didn't like it. Regardless of the diabetes of what my doctor told me, that was my awakening. That, believe it or not, was my epiphany. I had to change.
That rubbed you the wrong way. Said,
and I'm glad, because
she didn't know, she hurt you, but
it was bittersweet.
it was a good thing.
It was a very good thing. It changed my life. It changed my life in so many ways. And a lot of people think that weight loss is just about eating, but when I changed my life, I changed a lot of things. The people that I hung out with, because if you're not conducive to my lifestyle and I'm not strong, then I'm gonna follow you. So that's another reason why I said I had to do something else. And that's when G.I.R.L.S came about, when Amy Joyner Francis died in Delaware. and she hit her head on that sink after being jumped. That's when I decided I had to put my energy and start giving back. I want people to buy, but you got to give back. You got to give back to your community.
You're looking like you're doing something other than just eating right and exercising. You're doing some exercising, though,
No,
for sure.
I
No?
mean, I eat, I move. I walk, I eat, I move. I don't lift weights. I don't go to the gym. You will not find me as a member at any gym. I don't take any pills. And I eat lean.
It's
When
all
you eat
natural.
lean- yes,
How
when
do
you
you get that
eat
energy?
lean, it's a new life. When you eat lean, you are lean. When you eat fat, well, there you
Well,
go.
some fats are good, though.
Some fats are good, you know, but you got to be
But
careful.
but then since you started doing it, the cholesterol and all that stuff
Yes.
went away.
Cholesterol is gone. No
The
sign of
diabetes,
diabetes. You know, I really believe that the body can self-heal itself. If you really are honest with yourself, because I hear a lot of people say, I work out, and I just smile because if you don't see any change, what are you actually doing?
Yeah, yeah.
You really got to commit, and just not with the working out, but this is the hardest muscle that you need to exercise your mouth.
Yeah. And you know, you can spike yourself out by eating high glycemic foods.
Yep.
Anything over 50 and 60.
Yes.
Like a lot of the breads and stuff like that, and some of the other things, if it's high glycemic food, it's like taking a sponge, there's your pancreas right in here, and just squeezing that insulin out of your pancreas.
Yes.
Every time you eat high glycemic, it's, oh, we got a spike, let's go.
Yes.
And it just, all the insulin has to go there to break up all that, that
Exactly.
sugar. So
You know.
if you're eating that way, you can give yourself diabetes,
You
but you
can.
can get yourself out of it too by eating.
Exactly.
So type 2 diabetes is what you get from not having the
Not
proper
having.
foods or proper intake.
Exactly.
So your body, if you're doing that, your body's robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Exactly.
Yeah. So looks like you're doing a great thing.
Why,
Now
thank you,
You're creating
thank
awareness.
you.
What message would you like to send to other people who are watching us, whether through your book or
Whatever,
what you're
if you're
saying right
looking
now.
for a life, if you're honestly looking to change your life, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be finances, it can be relationships. I do believe you have to have a goal. You have to set standards. You have to know what path you want to take and stay on that path. There are going to be setbacks, but do not allow that to keep you back and to keep moving forward. So that would be my message. Consistency.
consistency?
Yes.
So tell us about September the 10th. You have $200 to give away.
Yes.
Tell us about that. Why $200?
So I don't know. Again, when Amy Joyner Francis died, it bothered me. I have a son, and he's 14 years old, and I just looked at that whole scenario, and it just hit me. And I said, I want to give back. I want to do something for these girls, and so it started off with 100. And then something said, no, Laura, you got to do 200. It came out of nowhere. And now it's just a passion for me. And I went out and bought 200 dolls and had no idea what I was going to do with them. And people reached out to me, and my partner Leah over in the corner over there is helping me. We're going to actually have a day of activity. So the day of activity will consist of crafting, dancing, singing, and just a little show to entertain them. The goal is to walk in as strangers and leave out as friends. So
Beautiful.
girls, great inspiring relationships like sisters, girls.
Yeah.
And hopefully when we can get them when they're young, between the ages of 6 and 13, we can mold them like clay. Because I see a lot of women now, especially adult women, who have a lot of issues. And it's like, where do these issues stem from? But if we can get you while you're little, maybe you can handle it a little differently as you grow older.
Yeah.
So it's just and hopefully we can continue having this every year. You know, it's going to be in IS 192 in the Bronx.
Why don't you have $216? Go with the years. Next year, $217.
Well, maybe. Right now,
I'm
we're going
just
to do
trying to- I don't know.
200. 200.
That's the number.
That's the number.
You're sticking with it.
I'm sticking with it, and they must register.
There you go. Where can we go for more information?
www.allaboutheidi.com. That's HIDI.com.
Heidi's Will. Pick up the book.
Yes.
It's in stores right now.
No, it's not in stores. It's actually on my website.
It's in your website store.
Self-published.
Self-published.
Yes.
Good job. Give her a big round of
Thank
applause, everybody. Laura
you.
Madison, author, Heidi's Will, founder All About Heidi. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Here's a little secret, right? You're going one way, I'm going two ways. I'm pulling back and going this
Oh, you're
way.
such a cheater.
It's just a method. There's a method to the madness and to the game. All right, we got to take a quick break right here, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Open.